Yeah, no. I was actually gonna ask you. Obviously, football weekend's been a bit mental. Uh, what did you think of the Palace game, bro?
Yeah, I mean, look, I looked at it. I did think we'd lose anyway because your record at home, like, come on, man. I
Yeah,
mean, that's 13 games now, isn't it? You've won all 13. You haven't like lost or drawn or nothing.
yeah.
So I thought about your home record that we'd lose anyway. But I sort of put 2-0 in my head. So to lose 2-1 in the end ain't that bad, man. You know. And to be honest, as well, like we're missing Sahar. Didn't really bring any forward players in. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I think we need another striker, Sharif, if I'm honest. But
Yeah.
I think it's something they're going to do in the summer, really. I think they're probably going to move Mateta on and get someone in, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like the interesting thing with Palace is you lot didn't really get going until the red card, in my opinion. I didn't really.
No. Yeah, that was it. I mean, you lot was total control of the game, weren't you?
Yeah,
You know
we was literally cruising, and then we had to start bringing up defenders, and Palace picked it up really.
Yeah, no, exactly that, mate. And I don't know. I just sort of look at it. We're not doing as bad as some people make out. I mean, because I've sort of questioned things in my head, but I'm thinking, but hang on a minute, we haven't had no proper investment, right?
No, you haven't.
No. What do you call it? Like Sahar's form. Honestly, when he started the season, he was on fire, wasn't he? And then his form went off, mate, and didn't bring anyone in to fill the void of like when, like, say if he's injured or got a ban or whatever else. Like, I mean, he's injured at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah,
we haven't actually got anyone to come in and score the goals. So I look at it that some of the clubs around us have spent money, and we're higher than some of the other teams like Wolves and shit like that. Wolves, West Ham.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Aston Villa?
Yeah.
Aston Villa, or we level with Aston Villa. And I think to myself, these are clubs that spend money. Like, do you know what I mean? I look at it that Vieira's doing all right, man, compared to, and the fixtures we got as well. Like, honestly, Sharif, the fixtures is evil, man. Like, you know, got Brighton next, fucking flying. Brentford as well, another team flying. Then we got Liverpool, mate. Let's have it right.
They're not flying.
Liverpool are struggling, but I bet you they turn up against us because they always do.
Normally, I would probably agree, but there's something not right with this Liverpool team, man. I don't know if I see it. I don't know. I feel like Klopp either leaves at the end of the season or faces the sack because they're trying to sell the club, and you know if they're not even in that Champions League or in Europe, period, the fee to sell the club like gets lowered because obviously the owners are going to be like, well, you're never in the Champions League.
There is something going on there. You know what? Do you know what I think it gets to a point sometimes, mate?
Yeah.
Is you don't know what's happening behind the scenes. It's a bit like Man City, isn't it? Because you know, like we look at Guardiola and Klopp. I know players love playing for them, but at the same time, I can imagine they piss players off as well.
I feel like Pep's a bit different, right? Because Pep's like dropped Foden, dropped Kevin De Bruyne, obviously ended up dropping the right, but was it Cancelo, and then sold him anyways because they had a bust up because he wasn't playing. Yeah. He's not dropping like fringe players. He's actually dropped his captain, and we don't know why.
It's mad. I'm with you. I'm just wondering if because of how big their egos and stuff are, do you think that they sort of might be having a go at players and stuff and blaming them for why things are going wrong? Not so much in the media, but like behind closed doors. Because Pep can be quite volatile, can't he? Like I see him having a go at Mahrez yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, he might be pissing players off, mate, and everyone knows now that the players have got so much power. Are they starting to play like because they don't want him now? So you don't know, you know, because where it has to end at some point. Guardiola and Klopp ain't going to be there forever. They're going to have to change it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the difference between because everybody keeps having this like conversation surrounding like Klopp and Pep being compared to Sir Alex Ferguson. And I think this thing that Sir Alex Ferguson could do was sell our best players. Like he would, if the ego gets too big, they were out of here. David Beckham, Van Nistelrooy, Roy Keane.
Right. Yeah.
Like he was able to just get rid of 3 or 4 like starting lineup players and bring 3 or 4 new in, and then and create a whole new squad. And I think people like Klopp and Pep, they I wouldn't say they have favourites, but they kind of just keep. Mourinho does the same thing as well. They keep the same players that they kind of always relied on, and then when I don't know if they burn out or just get tired or whatever happens for whatever reason, because
Klopp, could be that. Could be that. You know.
Yeah, whatever.
I just think it's weird, isn't it? Like, look how bad Man City look this season. They look terrible, man. Like yesterday, again, like Tottenham. How many times Tottenham could get through? I was thinking, hell, man.
Yeah. I was watching that game thinking Tottenham are supposed to be the shit one here, and they look like they're fighting for the league.
Akanji and Ake. Come on, man! You're going for the top honours, and you've got them pair at the back.
But you see what I mean? Though Laporte came back from injury. He's not even put back in the team. I don't understand.
Weird. Yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't understand.
Yeah, he's on the bench as well.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really get what Pep's doing. I feel like
I said though, Shrewsbury, it might be something going on with the players, like both teams. Like Salah, look at Salah, man. Like he looks terrible this season, man.
He's awful, isn't he? Like you start to wonder why they offered him the big contract and not Mane at this point.
Yeah, you know that. I mean, like usually, like when he goes through on goal, you think goal.
Yeah.
Like, his composure in front of goal is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's been some times this season, like me and my pal, there was a bet on William Hill. It was Mo Salah to have a shot on target. It was even money. So we put a tenner on it because you just think, well, it's a quick tenner, isn't it? You think that he'd have a shot. He played the whole 90 minutes at Anfield and didn't have a shot on target. And I think, fucking hell, man. I couldn't believe it. I was gutted. I was like, I just wasted a tenner. The old Salah, he'd probably had about 4 or 5 chances in 90 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true. Yeah, I don't know. Like Liverpool's case is very interesting because we kind of all get why Chelsea are dying, right? Like they're just new manager spending like 900 million on some random stuff. We don't like. We all know why Chelsea are failing, right?
Yeah.
So we just expect Chelsea to give Potter time. I think they're going to give him time to build all these kids, and we'll see what happens. But with Liverpool's decline is interesting because if you actually think about it, they never actually strengthened when they was at their strongest point. When they was winning the Champions League and winning the league, they never actually bought anyone special.
Yeah, and they need to do it, mate, because they've done it in the wrong positions, haven't they? Because let's have it right.
Yeah.
In the midfield, they're that midfield now. I don't fear me like it would have a few years ago.
Nah.
You know, that midfield's bad now, man, for me. They need refreshment badly in there because they've got a lot of good forward players, and I do think they have missed them, so you give them a little bit of leeway for that. But then I think, they're a massive club, though, man. I don't always think the huge clubs should be given, like the smaller teams. Like, if we get injuries, I think, well, but you lot got more money, man. You should have made sure that if you get injuries, you've got the quality to replace them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Gakpo. I feel like we definitely
he looks awful. I don't think you've got to give him a time, but you look like you've done a good thing. They did with you, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, because apparently Eric Ten Hag didn't think he was ready because we need a ready-made striker. We don't need because obviously we're basically trying to replace Ronaldo. The only reason Weghorst came in is because he said, we'll try and get someone in the summer that's available. Nobody's available that's of any form of good enough striker for United at the moment in time. So we decided not to spend 50 million on a maybe striker and just went for a quick fix for the next 5 minutes. But boy, he looks terrible, man. I don't know what's going on with Gakpo.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him on the ball and I thought, it doesn't look like how you see him at the World Cup. Like, it was crazy, isn't it? You know?
Yeah. Difference of quality, though, isn't it?
I mean, it does happen, don't it? I mean, this league is the hardest league, man, and sometimes players do need a chance to adapt. But the only problem is, he needs to be doing it now for me because when Diaz and Jota and all that come back next season, if he don't turn his form quick, he's going to be sitting on the bench, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Mate, he'll be out of the team. But the thing is, I don't think he's there to be in the team. He's meant to be on the bench, really, isn't he? Cause
Yeah, like you say, but it's just because they're
yeah,
short on numbers.
they was kind of forced into that signing, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, do you know what I'd be gutted about if I'm honest, Liverpool fan? It's like I really like that Jota. I wasn't sure if he was good enough to play for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And since he's gone there, he's been brilliant. And the injuries, though, man, fucking hell.
He's always injured as well, though, ain't he? Like, he's always out.
No, and that's the problem. I'd be gutted by that because when he has played, he can be deadly.
100%.
One of the best players as well.
Arsenal took a loss as well, 1-0 to Everton. That was good music to my ears.
You know, like, do you know what? Man City fucked it though, man. They was given a fucking bunk up yesterday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go to Tottenham and take it to 2 points, and now I think Arsenal, the way Man City defending, Arsenal will definitely beat them at the Emirates for me because.
You think so?
And if they play like that defensively, they'll lose, man. 100%.
I think Pep might want to beat his student, man. I feel like Pep needs to beat his. I feel like if Pep doesn't beat Arsenal, boy, I mean, all they've got is a Champions League at this point, and they don't. I don't think they're going to win the Champions League.
No, I mean, like going back to what we were saying, like obviously he's probably going to put Diaz and Laporte back in, but you can't have that Ake, Akanji.
Nah.
Even Carl Walker now. Carl Walker ain't as good as he used to be, man. And you can't have that as a defence. Like Edison must look in front of him and think, you're having a laugh, man.
Hello? You're winning like 4 Premier Leagues in like 5-6 years, and then all of a sudden you don't even have a good defence. How does that even happen?
Yeah, 100%. It's crazy. Like, I just don't get it, man. I really don't.
It is funny. That's the Premier League for you, though. It's a crazy old league, man.
That's one thing you have to give to Arsenal now. I mean, they look. The words ain't coming out. They do look strong defensively. Do you know what I mean? When you see them play, like they're not like that team that from last season and years before, where I thought you could really get at Arsenal.
Yeah.
They've really changed it, man. You know. Good goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Saliba and Gabriel look decent partnership.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was a Man City fan, I'd be fucking gutted because Shevchenko's a good player, man, isn't he?
Very good, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, that's another weird thing, right? City selling to their rivals. Like, what the hell? I mean, Pep must have really thought that Arsenal were nothing to be like, here, have Jesus, have Zinchenko, and then you look at, well, if you look at City's left back now, they could do with a Zinchenko. I mean,
he's flying to their team, wasn't he? Do you know what I mean?
He was in their style.
That Rico Lewis, I don't know. He looks alright, but
he's not bad. But I just feel like he doesn't bring that same kind of energy that Zinchenko's got. I mean, if you look at what he's done to Arsenal, he's fully transformed how they play their football. Jesus, obviously, he's not really been playing for a while, anyways, but. When he was playing at Arsenal in the beginning of the season before the World Cup, I mean, you start to wonder, like, why did Pep just never just play him consistently?
Yeah, I mean, they've made a mistake, haven't they? I mean, they're not missing Sterling, obviously. I mean, but them two, I would have said I agree with you. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been a good option after Haaland.
He grafts as well, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's just. I feel like he just suits City better than Haaland. Haaland just looks weird. Like, whenever I watch City now, because they don't do the crosses, they don't do the long balls, they don't do the quick through balls. They just tiki taka into the box, look for space, and then find the space and shoot.
No, it don't work. I agree, it doesn't work because it's seen a lot of games now where that if Haaland doesn't get the ball in the box or whatever, he's not effective. Like that's the difference. Like when someone says about between him and Kane, Kane's a better player, man. I don't care what anyone says. Kane is a better player. Kane's all-round game.
Well, Kane, that's the same. The same with Mbappe, because Mbappe and Kane can actually play football, whereas I feel like Haaland just runs into space. He's just a finisher, really.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a typical finisher. He doesn't really get involved with the game. But
and like you say, where Man City don't play to his strengths, it's funny like how you think how he's got so many goals because like how many balls do you see where that he's asking for the ball to be played quick, and they don't play it, and it's like, wow, like I see it loads of times against Tottenham again today.
Yeah.
They put him through about 4 times, and they don't play the passes. It's like it's really weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, he makes a run and it's like no one can see him running. It's so strange.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only one thing to see is Kevin De Bruyne, isn't it? And obviously, I didn't get that yesterday. I mean, you're chasing down Arsenal for the title, and your record at Tottenham's terrible as well. They haven't. That's their 4th game there now. They haven't even scored, right?
Yeah.
And you play your best team. It's like fucking hell, man.
I'm seeing some little kid called Lewis on the pitch. I'm like, who is this kid?
Yeah. Like for me, I know you're taking a risk sometimes putting players back in when they've just come back from injury, but you're going for the title. Yesterday you put the Diaz in, you put De Bruyne in. The difference that would have made, I think, from the start. Tottenham, like especially when Man City are on the ball.
Yeah.
You know what De Bruyne is like, man. De Bruyne will find a couple of passes.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
And I thought it was too late when they brought him on. I thought you're chasing it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a bit late, wasn't it? I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see how City end up this season. I want to know if Pep's going to stay. I think that'll be interesting because Pep looks miserable as hell at the moment.
Yeah. I feel right. This is what I said to a friend as well. I feel that Pep might, even though they signed a new contract, that don't mean nothing, right?
Nah.
I looked at it that they lose a title, and I think they're going to now. I just got a feeling that Arsenal are going to win it now. After yesterday, I just think Arsenal will get over the line, right? So
yeah.
They're going to, for me, if they lose the title and it goes out in the Champions League, I think he could walk away because he might just think, you know what, like. This is doing my head in, like, year after year, because everyone always keeps saying that Man City have got to win the Champions League, don't they? I mean,
yeah.
You know?
They do, though.
No, they do, and there's no excuses there, because at the end of the day, right, they're meant to be one of the best teams in the world. They've got a top manager. They've got the money. They've got the players. So there's no like where you think to yourself, like, oh, don't worry about it if they don't win it. No, man, they have to win it. You know.
Yeah, it's true. It'll be interesting to see how the league finishes. I do believe Arsenal's won it, to be honest with you. Be interesting to see if
do you know what it is? Just because I don't see Arsenal losing many games.
No, I don't know.
I know they had an off day against Everton, but I just don't see them losing many games, and that's why I think they're going to win it, because unless Man City can get all their players back and then they go on one of their mad runs, I just don't see that happening, no, man. I mean, you can never say never, because
of course, yeah.
But I just don't see it. I think that, like you say, there's something going on there. Because he must be pissing people off as well, Guardiola, because...
Of course,
like, with Foden, like, I know Foden's got a bit of an ankle injury at the minute, but it wasn't that before that. He wasn't in the team, was he? And it's like, he used to be his, like, star boy. I used to love him, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's playing every week, you know?
100%. 100%. It's interesting just to see how everything's come. Is whether you're thinking that people like a Pep and Klopp have just overstayed their welcome. Pep is usually a 3-4 year manager who's got comfortable, I think, at City, stayed at City probably for a lot longer than he would have normally. I mean, he didn't even stay this long at his boyhood club at Barcelona. So to say that he's doing that at City, maybe he just overstayed his welcome. Obviously, he does have
No, I agree with that. I think with the Premier League as well, Sharif, I think it's changed because I don't think you can have them days of having the same manager for like 10 years or maybe longer. I obviously used to work back in the day when you had Wenger and Ferguson and stuff. I don't think this league's getting tougher and tougher every season. So I think that as the manager turnaround now, you're probably right about 4 or 5 years maximum. I say maximum 5 years. Then you have to change things because look at the teams that are getting stronger, man. Brighton, fucking Brentford.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a couple of other teams that will probably end up pushing on the next couple of years as well.
Newcastle are probably going to be an official top 6 club within 2 years.
Who's that?
Newcastle are now official. Like they probably now.
Definitely.
They've joined that now. They're probably going to be a top 7 club. It's going to be 7 teams now going for Champions League.
Yeah.
Wolves and bloody Aston Villa.
I think that Wolves, Leicester, and West Ham could come back, couldn't they? Because they've got money there. Well, it's not so much Leicester, but Wolves and West Ham have got money.
I mean, no, but Leicester City have now paid off their debt. I don't know if you've seen.
Okay.
They paid off their 180 million debt that they was in, and they're ready to go. That's why they never sacked Brendan Rodgers, because Brendan Rodgers has just been waiting for them to pay everything off, get the green light for them to basically start again. So they're looking. I'm hearing, or I was reading in the summer, they're back onto splashing the cash and rebuilding the team. So they're basically just writing off this season, anyways. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And obviously, remember they made the sale of Fofana for like 80 million, so that was a huge check to help write off the debt as well. So Leicester could be back. Obviously, Aston Villa as well with bloody Unai Emery. That's another one. Can you believe that you have an ex-Real Madrid manager in a relegation zone with Wolves? It's just mental what the Premier League, the Premier League pool right now is absolutely crazy, because I remember when teams used to come to the Premier League to play for Champions League teams, but now people just want to be in the Premier League. Now you can get any player.
No, I agree with you. And the money's here for to pay the wages as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you would never have had a Diego Costa going to Wolves in 2016. That would never have happened. No way. He would have.
I mean, I like myself, Sharif. I never really ever see Palace paying big wages. I never thought I'd ever see that, because I was always used to being a Championship supporter when I was a kid. Do you know what I mean? We've got to the Premier League a few times, but obviously we got relegated straight away, didn't we? So it's like, but it's mad, the Premier League. Being very interesting. I mean, we're going to get sucked in, I think, with a relegation battle just because of the fixtures we've got. But let's see what happens after, because I feel once we sort of get the next sort of 5-6 games out of the way, then teams again that we've got a really good chance again. Brighton Saturday. The only upside for us is they haven't beaten us for a very long time.
Okay.
And it goes out the window, form, doesn't it? When it goes into these sort of games, form goes out the window. So I look at it. You don't know, man. Palace are at home as well. We're better at home. Especially since Vieira's come to the club. So let's see, man.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it goes down. But anyways, I'm gonna let you go. I've got to get this podcast out for later tonight as well. So
sweet, man. Like I say, I'm definitely gonna give you a shout. So I'll probably get next week out of the way, and the week after, because I'm hoping the week after, man, I get rid of all this bruising and the pains and all that. And I'm getting better, man.
Yeah. No, man. Stay fresh, stay blessed. Obviously.
Hopefully. Thanks a lot, man. Take it easy. Yeah?
You too, man. Take care in a bit.
Bye.
So there you go, man. Podcast, footy talk, little teaser there. You know what I'm saying? A little conversations. You don't get the vibes, man. You know what's going on. Obviously, it's been your boy Firahs. This is the podcast. This is the podcast. This is the Firahs podcast, bro. I talk about shit. Have a great time and have good conversations. We out.